So in this session, we'll see how to use arrays in Small Basic. So let us say, generally we use the individual variables and individual values. A is equal to 1, B is equal to 2, C equal to 3. Single numbers or single names we use. So instead of that, if we want to store a multiple values, for example a row of values into a single variable, so that is called an array. For example, I say I want to store A is equal to 1 2 3 4 5 numbers I want to store. B is equal to 11 12 13 14 15, something like this. For example, A is my name. Let us say I'm Krishna and I want to store my marks of 5 subjects. So let us say 45, 65, 46, 57 and 75. So 5 numbers, 5 marks or whatever it is I want to store. Similarly, so I want to store for Satvik also 45, 66, 76, 78, 34, 57, something like this we want to store. So we cannot just do like this. In any programming language, there is a construct called array to store multiple values in a single variable name. So let us see that. Suppose I am storing f1 is equal to, let us say, Krishna. I am storing names here. f2 equal to Satvik. f3 we have to use the square brackets. Let us say Lakshmi. And f4, let us say Mary. f5, let us say Navya, something like that. So we store 5 names under the same variable, right? A. So only thing we are giving the index 1 2 3 4 5. So this is called a single dimensional array. So let us print this. In order to print this, so we have to print it one by one. Text window, right line, A of 1. So A of 1 is Krishna, right? So let us print like this 5 times. So here let us change the index. f2, f3, f4, f5. So we are storing 5 names under A with indexes f1, f2, f3, f4, f5, and we are printing all the 5 names. Let us run it. So it is printing all the 5 names. This is f1, this is f1, f2, f3, f4, f5. So 5 names we print. So in case if you want to print this in a loop, so let us say for I is equal to 1 to 5, then we can write one single line, right? So instead of 1 you put it 5 and 4. So this loop runs 5 times, right? As we discussed. First with I value as 1, so it prints A of 1, that is Krishna. So next time I value will be 2, so A of 2 will be printed, that is Satvik. So next time I value will be 3. So A of 3 will be printed Lakshmi. So next time it will be I will be 4. So A of 4 Mary will get printed. So next time finally I value will be 5. So A of 5 Navya will get printed. Then A of 6 no. So I value 6 it will go down. Means it will only print 5 times. So this loop will run 5 times. So it will print all the 5 names. So let us execute it. So it printed all the names, right? So we gave only once, but in a loop, for loop. So it runs 5 times and prints 5 names. So this is called an array. So we can also, for example, instead of hard coding in the program, so let us read the value. So A of I equal to text window read line read. So A of I is equal to text window read and text window write A of I. We are also printing whatever we read, we are printing it. So let us see. Let us run it. So I'm just giving Mohan and it is printing Mohan. I'm giving Krishna, it's printing Krishna. Lakshmi, Lakshmi. Navya, it prints Navya. Mary, yes. So instead of that, we can print in a different loop. Suppose it reads all the 5 names at a time and again it writes all the 5 names at a time. So let us see. So one more loop will write. So this loop runs 5 times and reads 5 times. So first time A of 1. So it takes one name and puts in A of 1. Second time reads another name and puts in A of 2. So like that, fifth time reads one name and puts in A of 5. So similarly, one more loop, this also runs 5 times. So first time it prints A of 5, the first name. Second time it prints A of 4. Sorry, first time A of 1, next time A of 2, like that until A of 5. So it prints all the 5 names in this loop. So let us execute it. Or let us also put some message so that we'll understand. Here we'll say enter name plus I. So first time it says enter name 1. So next time it says enter name 2. So when it is 1, A of 1, it will read a name and puts in A of 1. When the I is 2, enter name 2, it reads a name, puts in A of 2, like that. So 5 names it will store in the array and those 5 names it will print here. Here let us also print something like, before printing all the 5 names, we are printing a message like here is the list of names you entered, something like this. So before printing all the 5 names, it says here is the list of 5 names you entered. Then it prints all the 5 names because this loop runs 5 times. Each time it prints one name, so that way it prints 5 names. Let us run it. So enter name 1, Krishna. Enter name 2, enter name 3, enter name 3, enter name 5. So 5 names we gave, and now it is saying here is the list of names you entered, and it is printing all the 5 names, right? So if we want to print slowly, let us put program.delay 300. So after printing each name, it will wait for some time so that we can see slow effect. So line by line it prints. That is also something like this. Some other names will give Raja, Raju, Ravi, Ram, Rambal. The 5 names we gave, so it is printing one by one name. So we have seen a one-dimensional array. So let us delete it. The two-dimensional array. For example, in A you want to store something like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So what we are really storing is 3 rows. 3 rows, each row consisting of 5 numbers. So 15 numbers you want to store, but not like in one single row. So you want to store like a table. 3 rows, each row consisting of 5 numbers, total 15 numbers. So you can declare this like 3, 5. So there are 3 rows and each row consists of 5 numbers. So total 15. So you cannot declare like this, but I am just showing you an illustration. So let us generate some random numbers and store it. So let us say for I is equal to 1, 2, 3. So these are the rows. Let's assume these are rows. For j is equal to 1, 2, 5. So let's say, and for so this outer loop runs 3 times. That means 1 for each row, and this inner loop runs for the each row. So that is 5 times. That means 5 values for each row, right? For each row, 5 times it will run. So let us read some number and store it there. So A of I j equal to text window. So instead of reading it, let us take a random number. Random number is math, right? Get random number. So within which range you have to generate numbers? Maybe 15. If you say 15, 1 to 15, it will generate. So let us say, for example, let us take 90. 90 means any number between 1 to 90. So it will run. This inner loop will run 5 times. The outer loop will run 3 times. Means for each outer loop, inner loop will run 5 times. That means 3 into 5. 15 times this code will run, and each 15 times one random number between 1 to 90 will get generated and stored here. So now let us print it. So we can print it here itself. Text window, write A of j. If you give right line, each number will get printed in one row, but we do not want like that. First row we want to print everything in one single row. So let us also give some space after each number. So after one row, so this loop is for one row, right? So after one row we want to give some blank line. So text window, write line, so that the next row will come in the next line. So let us execute it. So what we are doing, 3 into 5, 15 times it will run. So this is outer loop is for the 3 rows, and the inner loop is for 5 numbers for each row. So we are generating a number between 1 to 90 and storing it, and we are also printing it. So after each number we are printing a space. After each row, after printing 5 numbers, we are printing a dummy line, so that the next, when it comes to next loop, it starts in the next line. So let us execute. So we can see, right, 3 rows got printed. Each row has 5 numbers. So after each number we are printing a space, and after each row we are printing a blank line, so that it comes to the next line. So 3 rows got printed. So everything in A only. So A is the only variable name. So this is called a two-dimensional array. So this is like a table. 3 rows. Each row has certain number of numbers. So now hope you understand how to use the two-dimensional array. So let us again execute. We will get different numbers because we are using a random number. Each time we get different numbers. 81, 65, 89. Again we run it. 3, 27, 47. If we run it again, 16 and 14, 79. Right? Each time we are getting a different number. There may be duplicate numbers. So now today's session is over. So I will give some assignment. Of course, there is no time for this. You can take your own time. So using all these concepts which are taught today, so you can work on one assignment. Of course, it will take some time. You can take your own time. You can also take help from your friends. You can team up with your friends. Maybe 3 people can team up and develop. So this is everybody knows, right? This is a ticket. This is a housey ticket. So we also call it tombola, where so each row, so we have to write a program to generate these six tickets. So 1 to 90. So that is the reason I gave here 1 to 90. We are generating 1 to 90. Of course, here we will have duplicate numbers, but here we should have all the unique numbers, all 90 numbers of unique numbers. So each row has 5 numbers, each ticket has 15 numbers, 6 tickets. So 15 into 6, 90 numbers. So 1 to 90 numbers gets printed randomly. So here there are 9 columns. So all single digits will get printed here. So 10 to 19 gets printed here. 20 to 29 gets printed here, like this. 30 to 39, 40 to 49, 50 to 59, 60 to 69, 70 to 79, and 80 to 90, because 90 is the last number. 80 to 90 gets printed here. So there are 9 columns and 3 rows per each row. So each ticket has 3 rows. So there are certain rules, like all the numbers should be unique numbers, because there are only 90 numbers here. 6 into 15, 90 numbers. All numbers should be unique, and each ticket should have only 15 numbers, and so all the single digits should get printed in the first column like this. And also in each ticket, each column should have maximum of 2 numbers, either 1 or 2. So either 1 or 2 numbers. So like this, if you read this ticket, you will understand all the rules. So if you, this is not that easy. This will definitely take time. You can team up with your friends. You can brainstorm, and you can take your own time and develop this. But once you develop a program to print these 6 tickets, these 90 numbers, you can print millions of tickets, because each time you run a program, these 90 numbers will get generated in a different random order. So one ticket, if you can print millions of numbers which are unique. So there are millions of combinations it will come. So you can print any number of tickets. Of course, if you want to develop further, you can also develop it further. For example, each ticket you can keep a unique identification number, and when you play the game you generate 90 numbers randomly, right? When you play the game, not when you generate the ticket. When you play the game, so you take a random number, say for example 39, 39, 45, 45, like that 90 numbers you randomly take it, and the person who has this ticket will tick whether his number has come. If his number comes, he will tick it. And suppose whoever got first 5 numbers, they will call you. Then we should be able to verify. We ask them the ticket number and we verify whether that particular ticket number already got these 5 numbers, which means your computer will also show you which are all the tickets which got first 5 numbers completed. So like that you can develop your own program. So I did this actually about 23 years ago, around 1997 I developed this game. No, I'm not saying this Tombola game was developed by me, but I wrote a program to generate the tickets and to play the game using C language. So anyone can do that, but this will definitely take some time. So you can try it, you can take your own time. So thank you.